Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another seed hunting episode, I guess. So in 44A, 21W44A, that snapshot, last week's snapshot, I found this seed here, 1850 74 0 311 256 11 9305. And this seed's pretty interesting because there's a chance that you can spawn in a cave. So this time I fired up 1.18 pre-release 1 because I wanted to try this, and they said that the seeds weren't going to change. And I copied the world. If you really want it, I can give you, I guess, a download maybe. Okay, so that's how we get those items that I was noticing before. So I'm just going to grab a torch and a slab just because I don't really have any, like, this is just vanilla. So basically there's a chance. So I'm guessing in a server, the chance is not guaranteed to spawn down there. But there's a chance you're going to spawn down here in this hole. And the interesting thing about spawning here is this is basically Y20. So this would be close to the old world limit in like the lower limit of the world. And you can see that this is basically, if I give myself give myself night vision, just crank the timer there. Yeah, you can see that this is, what do you call this? This is the one of those more lush caves. You can't really see the cave biomes, but these are the more lush caves here that you basically spawn in. And there are basically paths that you can go. Like there's caverns that keep going into sub-zero territory. But I think this seed's quite interesting if you want to start out with, because it is a bit of a challenge, right? Especially in single player, it makes sense because you got a single tree. So and the walls can be kind of rough to scale because, as you can see here, this is kind of gets narrower at the top, and it's mostly stone. So basically, you're at a challenge where it's like you gotta basically, chop down the tree, get your stone pickaxe as fast as possible, and try to get. I guess the main strategy would be try to dig out, unless you really don't care about going to the surface, which I mean. You don't have to care about going to the surface. I guess I turned the game rule for the sun off. I don't really remember doing that, but that might be global, or because I might have reproduced a world that had that command off. But yeah, if you don't care about going out of here, I guess you don't need to, because you can just use the dirt there to plant more trees, and you should be able to find. Like, you have woods, so you basically can stay down there if you want to basically just be a caveman. But I still think this is, interesting, a little edge here of this kind of like lake with this, what is this? This is like those nether portals that they added in 1.16 that can spawn. And obviously there's an attraction over here, which is the lava. Which I actually didn't see this until I basically, I just saw it in this recording, that there's actually looks like a lava spawn here in this ice spike. I don't know if that's gonna change. That actually might be a bug, because I don't think normally lava spawns in ice spikes like this, or the glaciers that spawn on the ocean. I can see there's also waters doing this. So this might actually just be a bug in this particular build of the game. But yeah, so I'm circling back to what I was saying earlier. If you don't really care, I really don't think this was in the last snapshot, these lava things. But yeah, I guess you really don't have to try to come out here. So if you don't care about building out, it's not really a challenge. But I guess it's a different challenge. See if you can, survive in the cave without going to the surface. So yeah, that's the seed. Probably just paste in there, in the description or something. Let's switch my game mode to spectator, real quick. So I have night vision. There's a flooded cave that connects to the ocean. That makes sense. Let's see if there's any interesting attractions. So that's the lush cave here that we spawn in, and below it you can see is just mostly these like small kind of reminiscent of what you had in 1.17 and earlier caves. And it seems like there was a little bit of a larger room over here. There is these geodes here, and there was actually a geode in that cave area that you can spawn in. Yeah, right there. I'm pretty sure this one's a geode. Yeah. This lush cave over here, if you come down over here, I guess this is a continuation, and you can find one of these. What are these things called? Not moss block, but those flower things. The little azalea bushes are down here. Lots of clay. But yeah, I'm not seeing there's nothing like super crazy going on in here. There's a mine shaft, but yeah, it's kind of far away. So yeah, this is an interesting seed if you want that chance. Again, it's not guaranteed, but if you want a chance to spawn in a cave with a tree next to you, so you can actually, get off the ground, get some tools, and plant more trees. Yeah, this is an interesting seed for that. Yeah, so you can basically choose to try to live as a caveman, or try to get a challenge to get to the surface. But the surface here, here's a dungeon, actually, but it's kind of far away from the spawn, because the spawn would be, I think it's over in that direction, but I could be wrong. I need to look at the surface here. Where is the freshwater lake? Okay, so the spawn is like over there. So this would basically be to the west of spawn, and over here to the west you can see what is this? Like a forest over there. If you don't like these cooler biomes, I'm not a big fan personally of cooler biomes, but that's just personal taste. There's nothing genuinely wrong with these biomes. But if you have a different taste for your biomes, game mode, creative. Just checking out what these are. Okay, so you get a music disc. This is the cat one, so it's not like a new music disc or anything. You get some bread and gold. Nothing too spectacular. This is a pretty interesting generation here. Seems to go quite deep. This is actually surface exposed as well. Yeah, this is to the west of spawn still. You can see that this can go all the way up to 64, and then there's a geode sticking out of the ground there. And then you can just keep going all the way down to where we're going to go down here, negative 30 something, negative 37. It keeps going down even further. 42. Wow, this basically goes down in like 56. I think the new minimum world height is negative 64. That's like the new bedrock layer, I think. So this is going to be that ocean that separates between the spruce. So the spawn would have been over there. There's a little bit of a birch forest here. You get bigger beaches. So if you play on the seed, you're going to get like a little beach island over here. If that's something you're into, kind of like a peninsula over there with a lot of sand. And then here you get into, I don't know, that might be an island. I don't know if that's a peninsula or an island. And then here, if you keep going, yeah, you get a plains biome with some pretty hilly hills, as well as a savanna. So if that might lead to a desert, I'm gonna set the time to noon just so I don't have like this orange thing from the sunrise. A traditional canyon / ravine there. The savanna doesn't seem very large, but there's either a warm or lukewarm ocean over there. More hilly hills and mostly plains and meadow. I think is that little bit darker green tint there. And looks like we're approaching a desert or a beach and basically an island that's a flower forest. Yeah, so I'm just looking. Yeah, so this is a peninsula. So these are beaches. Beaches are much larger in this version. If you're coming from 1.17, you didn't play any of the snapshots. They're quite notably longer. All right, so I guess I don't want to bore you guys for too much, but for too long. But this is a very flat area in the seed, and there's a village here. But we're already like 1,000 plus blocks away from spawn to get here. So I mean, when it comes to at least like interesting stuff around spawn, the seed's not super interesting around spawn. Um, but maybe when you go further out, there might be a really interesting area. I'm not sure, but yeah, you get this kind of sort of flat area. Now that I look at it, it's not that flat, with a village that goes through basically a little cave here. So anyways, that's going to be it for this episode, because I don't want to fly around on camera for hours. So I'm going to call it an episode here. So if you like the seed and you think it's pretty cool, you know, leave a like, maybe subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video, whatever that video is going to be.